Hello, my beautiful, brilliant sister. This is Renee. If you are listening to this message, it means you have registered or either attended or attended one of my past experiences, like a master class, like the one we held in February of 2025. It's been a whole year. Can you believe it's 2026 and we are in the month of April? Spring is here, and but that was Position with Purpose with Divine Provision, and my sister Rolanda joined me on that call. And then there was Destined Women. It was the gathering, and yes, we did that over a period of 4 days, and it was really, really powerful. We did that last year as well. And so today, this message is for you. I want to personally thank you for showing up, for registering, for attending, for staying connected to the ministry, Sister Story Sessions, and or Women in Position. Thank you for attending the master classes. Thank you so much for that. It truly means a lot to me, more than you'll know. But as I've been reflecting on those experiences and the women who were in the room, I felt led to reach out to you personally. Since then, I've been building something very intentional for women who know they're ready for more, not just professionally. I'm big on professional as an entrepreneur. I'm big on developing and growing myself, upgrading my skill sets, learning what I need to learn to be a successful entrepreneur. But I also want to talk to you deeply around your personal growth and your spiritual growth as well. So I'd love to invite you to consider, just want you to consider being a part of the collective. And this is through the Women in Position. It's a 45-day mastermind experience for professional women who lead with their faith and are ready to expand in four key areas. And those areas are divine mind, divine identity, divine authority, and divine prosperity. That's right. Divine mind, divine identity, divine authority, and divine prosperity. And I have to say, this is not about information. This is not just about a sermon or anything like that. This is truly true transformation, and I've seen it firsthand because I held a beta experience of the collective, November 2025. And it was a 90-day journey. But after getting the feedback from the women and the transformations that took place in the first 30 days, I was like, okay, we can shorten this then. And just getting their feedback was so powerful. And the transformations that did happen within those first 30 days were powerful. And how women felt like they were now positioned, like they felt so sure. And I believe that when we embrace these four key areas, when we expand our knowledge and expand our intent around those four areas of divine mind, identity, divine authority, and divine prosperity, that we show up differently in the world. We are more confident in who God called us to be. Like I know that some of the things that I've experienced in my business, the recognition, being featured in USA Today, the first part of this year, last year, at the end of the year, like on the fourth quarter of the year last year, being featured with MSN.com and being acknowledged on LinkedIn for my leadership expertise. I'm telling you, it's because I decided to embrace my divine identity, and then God just expanded that for me. Some just gave me greater understanding of divine mind, having the mind of Christ, divine authority. That's how you show up differently, and divine prosperity. And I am in this space now of believing God for so much. My goal, honestly, and I'll just tell you, is $10 million in revenue. I want to do that in a year in our business. But I'm believing God for really, really big stuff, right? And so my mind has to be positioned right. My identity has to be positioned right. My authority has to come into alignment, and I have to know that prosperity is mine. Scriptures tell us in 3 John 2 is that, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. And I believe God wants to prosper our soul. And one of the things that one our family says as a family declaration, we would text each other so often this statement like good health, much wealth, and supernatural success. That's right, good health, much wealth, and supernatural success. And so, listen, this experience is going to be phenomenal. This container of faith, like I know so much happens when we stay in a place of faith, and you may be one of those people too. It's like, I got to stay in the atmosphere. I got to stay in the presence. And presence of the Lord doesn't necessarily mean like I'm always in His presence. I feel, and then because there's intention there. That's where my mind can stay and think on the right things and not think on my situation, right? Because when I stay in a place, in a space, and I think that's what the women, the feedback was part of that, was that the community, the being in a group, a group with like-minded women. And when we say like-minded women, we mean women who really are leading by faith. Like, God, I just trust you for this. There were entrepreneurs in the room, in the space. There were authors in the space, writing their first book. Some had already written books before, but they were working on something. One was working on her first devotional, and it's just powerful. One finished her devotional. And so I'm telling you, it's so powerful what God is doing. And those books are launching later this month. Well, one is launching later this month, and but she was already working on it. But it's just the what happens. And I remember, so there's a book that we use in the collective as part of our growth, and it is so powerful. I mean, super powerful. Like we all were like, we jumped on a call, um just to say, okay, like outside of the regularly scheduled session, we jumped on the call because we just had to talk about this, like, because there was so much enlightenment happening. There was so much insight happening. Like, this, you mean this is possible for me? Absolutely is possible for you. And those were the kind of, that's the energy that was in the room. That was the presence of God. That was like the all things are present and with all things are possible rather with God, right? And so we talked about the power of I am. We talked about the power of intention and setting intention, not just setting goals. We're setting intentions. I intend to be here. We have expectations. And so I'm telling you, we will officially begin this next cohort on April 26th. There are only 30 spots because we have to keep it intimate. There were 12 of us in the first one, right? And this time we're going a little larger, it's 30. My goal, like 30 is my number that God has always given me. He works with me in threes. And so I have a business called Sing Sister Sing Entertainment and Media Group. And then we have Sister Story Sessions, Women in Position. God just gives me threes. He gives me threes. And so, and for other things as well. But I just wanted to, even our family firm, our leadership development brand management firm, it's ABR. It's better resolutions, better results, better rewards. God works with me in threes. And so threes are important to me. And so I have 30 spots available. But before that, I'm hosting a live information session on this Saturday, April 18th at 11 a.m. Central Time, where I will share more about the experience and what to expect and who this is truly for. So you can find the link to register right in the email. And if you're watching this or listening to this, this is on YouTube. You can go to the show notes where it says description, and you can actually click the link there as well to register for this information session. I will be so happy. I'm going to be answering any questions you may have. And so you can find the link right there. And if you can attend, now if you're busy this Saturday on the 18th at 11 a.m., I may do it again on the 25th. But I will tell you, I am recording this information session, and I will send the link personally to you so you can receive the replay, okay? And you can watch it at your leisure. But this invitation, just know this is very personal to me. Again, I sent out to my entire email list, and then I heard Holy Spirit said, you got to be more selective in this, because this is just for the woman who's ready, like who's ready. And we enter new chapters, we have birthdays, and there's new chapters in our lives. And it's like, with so much going on in the world. And I will tell you that losing my mom so suddenly was such a hard thing back in 2023, and my dad passed away last year in June 2025, and it was such a hard thing. And I wasn't prepared for my mom. We prepared for our dad. We were prepared. He was in hospice. And so it's different though when you're when it just takes you by shock. And I just remember falling to my knees, and it's like I didn't want to leave my mama. I didn't want to leave her in that funeral home the day of the wake. And I've been replaying that over in my head, and that I just want to fulfill purpose. Like I really want to fulfill purpose in my life. And I believe every woman, when we leave here, we want to say that we did everything God called us to do, that we really did, that we took the time, that we believed God beyond belief, beyond the challenges. We believed God and we stayed steadfast in that. And we said, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. I've been in that place. I've been in that place when I said, Lord, I believe, but please help my unbelief. Because I really want to experience all that you call me to experience. I really want to be an expression of your goodness and your prosperity and your faithfulness and your mercy and your grace in this earth. So, Father, please prepare me. Please just let me hold on to my belief. Don't let me lose my faith, God. And because sometimes what God calls you to is so big that you don't understand how you're going to fulfill it. And I know I'm in that space right now, but yet I move forward knowing that he who begun a good work in me, he will complete it. So I don't even rely on my own strength to complete the work. I rely on God's strength to complete the work. And so, sis, if this is for you, if this is the way you're feeling, like I gotta fulfill the purpose of God on my life. I gotta fulfill that professionally. Today I had a wonderful conversation. I left a voicemail, not a voicemail, but sent a voice text to two of my best friends, and I told them they were sharing some things in our little group chat. And I told them something. I said, God has positioned you, even though your day was challenging, your work day was challenging on yesterday. I said, keep your eyes focused on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that you are in position to be a blessing. That yes, this job blesses you, but you are the blessing on the job. And don't forget that. And that as you do the job, God is preparing you for your next chapter, your next level. And so whatever it is, whatever challenges you face, just know that if you, because one of my sisters said, my best friend, she said, she sent us a shot of what looked like a mustard seed and a picture. And it's like just having that faith that God is with you, that God is for you, and that yes, you are in position now to be a blessing. But God is called, and in addition to that, I don't like to say but because I don't want to cancel that out. But what I want you to do understand is that in addition to where you are now, God is preparing you for your next, and your next is closer than you think. And He wants you to flow in that. And He deals with now a lot in the Bible. Faith is, right? And so we got to know that He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And so now we prepare for our next, which will be our now. Our next eventually will be now. And so let's position ourselves for that. Okay. So again, I'm reaching out to just a select group of you. And so, sis, if you got this, that means that you are one of the ones. I believe this is for. So if you've been feeling desire to go deeper, to grow, and to fully step into who you're called to be, I want you in the room. Join me on April 18th for the information session. And then I want you to prayerfully consider joining us in the collective. Once you join in 2026, I'm offering this to every woman who joins in the collective. The next couple of I'm gonna have two more cohorts this year, but I don't know when. I'm saying I'm believing that I'll host two more. But when you join the collective, just know that you are a member for life. Starting 2027, there will be an annual fee to join the collective. But if you join in 2026, there's never another fee for you unless there's a conference or something special that we're hosting. That may be a paid event, that's different. But as far as a membership and being a part of this container, this space, this room, this, and I call it a sacred space because I believe God gives us so much in it, and insight. And I want you to be a part of it. So I want you in the room. So join me on April 18th. It's going to be a powerful time. If you just need some encouragement, listen, join me on April 18th, whether you join the collective or not. I believe God has a word for you on April 18th. Yes, it's an information session, but you better believe God knows the need in the room and He will speak to you. He will speak to your situation. And I believe that to be so just for you. So I will see you soon. Until April 18th, you be blessed and thereafter as well. All right. I love you, sis. God bless you. And I'll see you April 18th. Bye bye.